So 5 Points is following the lives of five amazing teenagers, right? Who are all having these diverse backgrounds in life, during something very serious, gun violence, right? So with that being the space that we're in, how important do you guys think this conversation is, especially during the time that we're living in? Our country's facing gun violence, especially in the high school setting, unfortunately on a weekly basis, it almost seems like, right? So if everybody wants to give their perspective on that.
I think this topic is very, very important, especially in the times we're in. It might also not feel as important to some people, and I feel like the show and other avenues can bring that to light and hopefully show that the people that aren't seeing it as such a huge and important dialogue can see that what this is, and this is a real thing that's affecting kids, families, everyone. So yeah, I think it's very important, and I think it's great that we're doing this and can have a talk like this.
Yeah.
One thing I think that's really important is that the show actually deals with a lot of topics, and I think it's an important cultural moment that we're having, that so many of the interviews we've been doing today, people want to talk about the gun violence and gun safety. But I think we have to not steer away from some of the other important underlying issues like drug addiction and bullying and self-esteem and LGBTQ identity and depression. This is about all of the issues that teenagers are facing. And maybe it's a good thing that people keep asking about the guns, because I think as a culture we have a heightened sensitivity about it, which is good, because maybe we're at a turning point of creating some change. But I think part of the reason why behavior around guns is off the charts is because of these other underlying issues that need to be addressed.
Right. I mean, the culmination of those things that you're talking about, LGBTQ, depression, anxiety, there's kids that are getting into all kinds of colleges at this space. The pressure that's on the youth now just seems really impeccable. With that being said, do you think that's why we fall into these kind of categories of every, gun violence being the reason as to a release? I feel like there's a situation where kids don't feel like they're being heard right now.
I feel that a lot of kids, like you said, they're not feeling heard, and this is a chance for them to actually feel heard. This is a chance for them to see what is happening in the world and see other people's issues and problems. And I feel that they can see this and then have a conversation it starts a conversation. That's what's so important about this show, is because you can see what everyone else is going through and what people might be going through, and then you can talk about how it affects you or affects them, and how you can find a peaceful resolution rather than having a violent outbreak.
And this pressure on the youth, it might be heightened because of social media or because of other things, but also it was there. It's always been there. It was there for your youth and for many other generations. It's not something that is new to this generation. I think it's great that maybe you think it is very new, and that's why we need to talk about it, but it's been there for years, and maybe something that a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old can watch the show and be like, whoa, I remember that, or I was that kid, and this is bringing me closure, or something like that.
Or from the people we're talking to when people watch the show, not even I was that kid, but I'm still that kid. Because if you don't have a chance to talk through this stuff, then you're still dealing with these issues. They don't just magically go away because you have a 30th birthday. So the show is really about, who are you, and who does the world let you be? Can there be room for who you really are in the world? Can you express who you really are? And that never goes away.